We're at the Mama Tried show in Milwaukee. It's March of 22. And I'm on stage with JJ Flairty and Mike Casto, also known as Beer Gut Mike. JJ probably doesn't need as much of an introduction. But I just wanted to get up here and talk to you guys about motorcycling and motorcycle racing. And you guys hang out a lot together, right? Yeah. Mike, but you're way out, like in west of Milwaukee, pretty far out. But do you hang out at his shop a lot, or your place? Because you're in Bayview, right? Yeah.
Yeah, more so at his place. More so at JJ's house.
Yeah.
Or on the road, going to Minneapolis, driving. Lots of road time.
Yeah. And how long have you guys known each other?
A couple years, few years now, something like that. Few years now, something like that. 3, 4.
I'm not even sure how I met you. I think you ordered some parts and then I helped you put them on or something.
Yeah, I think so. The front neck, the D-rate kit.
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
Needed some Go Fast parts.
Yep.
So I helped them out.
Are you still making those rate kits? Speaking of those things.
Yeah, I still am. It's a 4-degree D-rate kit for the Sportsters, and I actually just got my order back last week, so I'll be putting more kits together this following week. But I would have got more together last week, but I was getting ready for this whole weekend and stuff like that. But yeah, that's been pretty cool, making parts. I've actually met a lot of people just by making those parts and stuff. A lot of the hooligan scene guys are running my stuff, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, big demand for those D-rate kits.
Because there's not much. Well, as long as we're on the subject of hooligan bikes, because there's not what's for the people that are out there that are maybe new to hooligan racing. What things can you do, and what kind of modifications can you do, and what kind of modifications are not allowed?
Well, technically, the original hooligan rules was 1986 and newer, stock frame, twin. But I think now most hooligan classes are just open to multi-cylinder bikes, but it's got to remain the stock frame. Really, it's no chassis geometry changes that are not like bolt on and stuff like that. So it's just try to keep the costs down and then try to make something that isn't designed to go fast on dirt, or maybe not even perform that well on street even, and make it better on dirt, And it's kind of a fun challenge to do too. So.
But with everything else, it's became full-blown race stuff now. It's not what it was before. It used to be just like stock Sportsters out there at first, and now it's like full race. Everybody's spending thousands and thousands of dollars on like full purpose-built stuff, and it's getting out of hand, just like the boonie bike class.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, the boonie bike class, it just turns into an arms race as well, right?
There's guys with boonies that have more horsepower than my Sportster. So.
Well, when you're putting together a Sportster, there's how much stuff are you doing to it? Like if you just found a stock one on Craigslist, like how much stuff are you cutting off of it? How much are you changing it?
Well, what did we cut off? I'm building another hooligan bike right now, and we cut, I think, about 3 or 4 pounds.
Yeah, just pretty much all like the stock on-road bracketry that you don't need for like blinkers, and he put a different oil tank in his bike, and so did I. So it's just taking all that factory, just the heavyweight stuff that's really just overbuilt to be going a million miles or whatever it is. I know Harley's got a pretty crazy test regiment they go through on those Sportsters, so you don't really need any of that in a race situation. So just trying to trim weight wherever you can is what we do. So
yeah. He got, 7 pounds off yours. You got a little crazy, though.
Yeah, I did go a little crazy. And I'm also building a new hooligan bike, but I know that some of these hooligan classes now are having a weight restriction. Like I know Roland's doing 400 pounds, and I think Jeremy DeRuyter that runs the Midwest, the GNHC stuff, I think his is up to 370 now. And I was trying to get to 370 with my Sportster, so that's pretty good. I think I could probably make that, which is real light. So
if anybody can do it, it's you.
No,
for sure.
Thanks, Mike.
I think mine's at 416 right now.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
that's pretty good. And what is it? What's its stock?
I don't know. Yeah, over 500.
500.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. And do you guys do engine mods too?
Yeah, a lot of the times, like even you can get pretty good power out of a stock 883, well, a pretty stock 883, and sometimes those work better because, you build a bike that a lot of people with dirt track think, if you get into dirt track or any kind of racing, you're thinking, oh, build all this crazy horsepower and stuff like that, but really you're trying to make something that's easy to ride. And sometimes if you're intro into dirt track, a stock 83 might be better for you because, you get heavy on the throttle and the thing ain't going to light up and put you on your ass or whatever. And, but yeah, most guys that have been doing it a while are building like 80, 90 horse, like Sportsters or whatever. So like just a slight, like a 1200 with cams or, that's about it. So.
Yeah, my current bike's a bone stock 883. Really? Yeah, 4-speed to 87.
Just because it's more reliable, right? And I mean, they're just tough as nails and kind of indestructible as it is.
Free.
And they're
Yeah. That's why
there's that.
It was a gift.
Yeah, free bikes are fast bikes too. The best kind.
Yeah. But no, I have a built Buell motor that's gonna go in the new one. It's probably around like 90 or 100 horse, something like that. Similar to kind of what he's got in his.
Yeah, and you really don't need that much power unless you're, racing half-mile cushions anyway. And then it's, but that's gonna be scary too. And
I don't have any business on half-mile cushion right now. So
yeah.
Are they running half-mile cushion hooligan classes? Is there a lot of those around?
Elkhorn.
Yeah, I mean besides Elkhorn.
There's a lot in Ohio.
Yeah, so I went to Greenville, Ohio, and raced that half mile. That was real fast.
It's my second race ever.
Yeah, he shows up at a half mile cushion his second race.
Yeah, I made it.
I think we were doing over 90.
Actually wore your leathers. That's when I borrowed your leathers that I still have. They were skin tight on me. Like one more Dr. Pepper, that zipper
painted on leathers.
Projectile, yeah.
I don't think I could fit in him anymore either. So I don't know.
I might be able to fit back in him now, but at the time,
no
way.
You could probably borrow those ones.
Yeah.
Poor Mike got brand new leathers made, and then he lost 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, Mike. Tell us about that experience going down to Matt. That story.
So, get the leathers made. They're finished. Go down, me and JJ, to Iowa to pick them up. And
down at Max
Leathers.
George.
And he's checking the pants. I have them on. He's making sure they fit. And he's like, "Oh, you like pizza?" I was like, "Oh, dude, I love pizza." And he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna want to stop eating pizza."
And I'm in his trophy room, and I hear him say this, and I just die laughing. And I hear Mike goes, "Okay." It was great.
Yeah, so now we're gonna go back down and see if he can make them fit, but I don't think he's gonna be able to. So he's just gonna hang on the wall until I get fat again.
Those will be the retirement leathers.
Nice. Well, what trends do you guys see in hooligan racing? Like, what do you see the next few years of it looking like? Because it's gotten really popular. There's the local, the GN.
GNHC.
Yeah. And also the Rolling Sands.
Yep.
Series. Sorry, my mind's blanking on a lot of stuff today. There's a lot going on. But anyway.
Busy week or something?
Yes, yeah, a busy week. But anyway, what kind of stuff do you guys see happening? Where do you see the hooligan sport going? Is you see it getting more popular, less,
It's definitely getting more popular. I think, it has the potential to get huge, but you have to I hope that there's still going to be classes for beginners and stuff like that because, like we just talked about, people building these crazy race bikes. And, that's going to turn people away eventually when if you're brand new on a stock Sportster.
There needs to be it's going to need to have to turn into almost like an A and a B or something. Yeah. Because you can't have the dudes that are having fun in Alabama come up and then have a heat race with Kevin Varnes,
Right.
I remember I'm on the line and I'm like in Greenville or whatever, and I'm like, man, I am on the front row with 3 ex-national numbers. One has a win. I'm racing against Danny Eslick. How many times has he won the Daytona 200?
Yeah, I got lapped by Danny Eslick at Springfield Short Track, so I've been there.
So, I think there just needs to be a beginner kind of deal, and then maybe like an advanced or something. And then hopefully I think, I love the fact that we get the pro guys, draw those guys. I think it's great if they retire and want to come race stock Sportsters or whatever they want to run, whatever kind of bike.
Yeah, it's awesome because you get to watch. As I'm getting lapped by him, I'm also watching, and it's awesome. Front row seat,
But definitely, you need those beginner guys, and you don't want to scare those guys away,
That's what grows it. That's there's a lot of money in that, having the new guys come in because they all got to have JJD rate kits after.
Right. Well, and they're watching you guys and they're getting excited about it, and it's a good entry level way to get into it, right? Because racing can be really intimidating if you don't understand what the classes are, and Hooligan's it's pretty easy to visualize, like, getting a bike. You don't have to do that much to it. Just cut a bunch of tabs off of it and kind of lighten it up a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a good easy way to get started. But like, do you see that happening? Is there, I know like at Flat Out Friday, there's like a JV and what, a A?
Yeah, open and JV.
Yeah, so is that happening in a bunch of other classes, or do you see movement to do that?
I haven't really seen it too much yet. I know like De Ruyter was running like a B main, and I thought that was great. I mean, that's really great. But like having like a JV Hooligan would be really sweet too. And like that's great that that Jeremy is doing that. And like that's where I like when I got into Hooligan racing was because of Flat Out Friday, and I thought it was awesome because I could just buy a $1,200 Sportster. I mean, I paid $1,250 for mine, and there really wasn't anything else you could do to be racing a twin. Like I could get into vintage twins, but man, how what does Matt say? How fast you want to go, how much you want to spend.
Yeah.
He always says that.
Yep.
And that's how I thought like the vintage side of things was, it's like, well, you spend a lot of money, so now I thought maybe keep the cost down, buy a cheap Sportster and go racing.
Well, I think we all saw a $7,000 explosion yesterday on the track at Flat Out Friday. So
the guy that puked his guts out of the lower end. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, it was
full. Just bottom end gone.
Yeah, his whole rod came right out the bottom of the case. He's got a good video clip of it too.
Really? Yeah. He was saying it's like a $7,000 engine.
Yeah.
It's more than my entire race bike.
Mine too.
What kind of bike was it? What kind of motorcycle was it?
I think it's a Honda XL 500 or something like 500, but it was built to 600. They're really expensive, custom rod and everything. Well, the rod was on the track.
Yeah, it's a self-ventilating Honda motor.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But I don't know.
Well, speaking of the arms race, let's talk about boonie bike racing. Because that became, right, in the beginning, there was like a bunch of rules. And I think the only one that, it had to be rigid, right? Or like a rigid rear, rigid front.
Rigid and pull start.
Yeah, rigid and pull start. Now we're just down to pull start, which is fine. Yeah. And people are doing some great mods. But I mean, the lap times at Flat Out Friday are not far off the big bikes, right? So how much fun is that? It's been great how popular it is. It's gotten a lot of people. It's a really good entry level way to get into racing. And where do you guys see boonie bike headed?
I think same thing like we said with Hooligan. It's it's getting crazy, and it might turn people away eventually if you show up thinking, oh yeah, I have this old doodle bug that my uncle left over, and you show up and you're racing these dudes with full suspension and massive Briggs & Stratton like race motors, and you might get turned away. But I think it's a really cheap way to get into racing. That's how I got into it. I started my first race ever was Flat Out Friday on a boonie bike like 4 years ago or 3 years ago, and that's how I got into it because it was cheap. You can go on Craigslist or Marketplace and get a boonie bike for like $100. Maybe not now.
Yeah, now
crazy,
it's popular. Now you can't even. You're trying to scour Craigslist for boonie bike chassis and you can't find them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember we were doing the boonie bike beat off at my buddy Jess's house. We called him the Godfather of boonie bikes. He's like the greatest dude ever. And Casey Ketterhagen, I think, asked Jeremy. He's like, "Hey, we need to do like a pull start mini bike class." And Jeremy's like, whatever. If you can get like 6 dudes, they'll do it or whatever. I think we had like 13 signed up that day and paid up front. And Jeremy's like, "Okay." And I think it was like really well received, when we first did that one, and people were super stoked on it. And the rules then were pretty just. We wanted, that was our boonie bike beat off rules were, rigid and pull start. That was it. And yeah, now dudes are just getting way out of control. But
it's a huge class.
I can't believe I was able to win last night. Every year I joke about like I'm gonna build a new bike, but then like because when we first did the Booney Bike Beat Off, it was. I mean, we did the same thing, buying bikes off Craigslist. Like the week before we did the race, and I eyeballed that whole bike I raced. I didn't pull a tape measure. I just was like, welding stuff on it, and then threw an engine in it, a Harbor Freight engine at first, and went and we raced them. Same bike I'm running today. It's got a different engine, but yeah, it's pretty funny.
And that's like the best part. The Harbor Freight engine. It's like $110.
Yeah.
And and it makes you a competitor. Instantly. Yeah.
Right.
Like it's hard. You got to get a little wild out there, but you can compete with that motor. That's what's in the porta potty.
Yeah,
Briggs and Stratton.
Tell us about the porta potty and the whole viral video. Yeah, where's that heading for you?
I don't know. It's but yeah, it's just a Briggs. It's our Harbor Freight Predator 212, 6.5 horse. China motor, $100.
How did you sort of visualize like that? How did that build come together? And was it everything that you wanted it to be? And
it's everything and more.
Yeah, I mean, because you built it for the ill-fated March of 2020 show and race that wasn't able to happen when the pandemic hit. But there was a lot of work in the run-up to making that thing happen.
Yeah. At the shop, it's like till the day of basically getting it going. But no, it was one of those like stupid ideas you have that usually never manifests, but this one did. And just found a porta potty in Iowa, somewhere right over the border, and drove out, picked it up, and what can we fit inside of this? And I was like, Barstool Racer maybe?
Wait, did you have to cut the poopy part off?
Yeah,
or like how did that work?
It's at Warren's shop still. It's
the
somewhere
part?
in the back. Yeah, the tank. I told him to take it and make an outhouse by his pool, so then he could just get it sucked out
just
every now and then. People don't have to go into his house. Yeah, it's got the seat on it and everything still.
Does it unbolt, or do you have to cut it out?
No, we had to cut it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used the forklift. We picked up the porta potty with a forklift and then just cut everything out.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was cleaned though.
Oh, it was cleaned before you got it?
It was really clean. I was surprised.
All right, good.
But yeah, and then I found a Barstool Racer frame on Marketplace, and it was really nice. It's got like really nice steering components and stuff. It's like a done up, nice quality build. And then we just hacked it. Just cut it into pieces, made it skinnier, made it shorter, and dropped the porta potty right over it. And the whole thing was I wanted it to look normal. So it's super low to the ground. So when the doors close, it just looks like a regular porta potty.
Like a porta potty.
When it was at the race in December, it was next to the bathrooms and it had the door closed, and I couldn't tell you how many people tried to get in. Yeah.
Really?
I saw Matt do it, and Matt's been around the porta potty forever, and I saw Matt open the door.
Walk up to it like I gotta take a piss.
It looks good. Yeah, you can't tell.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Matt's video is the original one when I took it out when it got COVID.
Oh right, when it was you were riding it like around the roundabout. Yeah, in the rain.
COVID tried. Yeah.
And that went viral on. It got picked up like a Barstool Sports or something like that.
Crazy, and that's actually going to be on Ridiculousness May 6th.
Really?
Yeah, they just emailed me.
No way.
Yeah. I think it's that clip, that one. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, May 6th at 8. Having party.
How does that work? Do you have to sign off on that, or like how does it work?
I signed off on it like right after the original video, and back in March of 2020, and then it like never heard anything back. So I was like, just maybe I missed the episode or whatever, but no, it's just in their archives and making its way back out.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
It's cool. It'll be fun. I like it. People really enjoy it, and it's nice because they don't know who's in there. So I get to just live my life like normal and not be like this guy can't go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Stopping every 5 feet, talking to somebody.
So what's next, guys? You guys have been having a lot of fun with hooligans, a lot of fun with Booney bikes, building porta potties.
Yeah.
What's next on the horizon?
We got to finish up 2 new hooligan bikes, and then maybe we need to build a fleet of sidecars. Yeah.
Sidecar, that's it.
Yeah.
Sidecar, everything. Hooligan sidecar, mini bike sidecar. Yeah. 2 porta potties.
Yeah,
No.
a doubler,
Yep.
a twofer,
Yep.
a twofer porta potty maybe.
Everything's getting sidecars. We're gonna start sidecar racing.
Yeah, we're getting old, you know. It's a crutch. Yeah, I don't know. There should be. I mean, it's kind of like a weird thing. You probably head south and go racing, but probably in the next like month and a half, probably start, maybe going out down south a little bit, go racing somewhere. I think they're gonna try to have a race in Michigan at like the end of the month or something, and I'm like, is this gonna be snow there still? I don't even know.
Might be a little soggy.
Yeah, a little
cold.
Yeah, maybe they'd have to water it, but it would turn into ice track.
They're doing the GNHC has broken into divisions. They have like the East, the Midwest, and the South. And the East, they're doing a race in New Jersey outdoor in March, like the end of March, so in a couple weeks. And I don't know how that one's gonna go either.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool too. That Jeremy, they're doing like a, like divided up the coasts or whatever, and then at the regioned it, and then they're gonna have like a shootout at the end in Florida, right? Is that where?
I think so. Florida,
Robbie Bobby stuff. Yeah, should be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fast guys. And it sucks too being in the Midwest part because the South, their division, they've already got 2 or 3 races.
Yeah, done already.
Our first one is in May.
Yeah.
These guys got 3, so they're a lot faster a lot of times because they could ride all year.
Yeah.
Where are you guys racing in May?
New Ulm.
Oh yeah, the New Ulm in Minnesota. Those dudes are great up there. So I have not made it up there yet, and they keep bugging me to come up. So I'm definitely gonna try to go up there.
I think I'm gonna be in Tennessee that weekend. That they're doing a race there too. The one at Loretta's.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's
it's not
cool.
gonna be as big, I guess, as last year, but that's where I think I'm gonna go. Kayla will have more fun going to Tennessee and hanging out for a whole weekend.
You should
instead of driving to Minneapolis or wherever, watching me get fucking smoked, and then just coming home. So
should we get Jazz to go to Tennessee?
Let's do it.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you both for being up here and talking about stuff. JJ Flairty and Mike Casto. You guys did great last night. It was great to watch you on the track. So thanks a lot for being up here.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Thanks, Jeremy, and everybody.
Yeah,
It's
thanks.
always a great time here. Still waiting for my check, though.
$10,000.
No, it's in my wallet. Believe it or not. Like, I'll show you. It's like right here. Wait, didn't you get it last night?
Yeah, it's the $10,000 one. I'm waiting for that one. No, for real though. Thanks, Scott, for everything.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.